We have all been or have seen others in this situation. It is nothing new. The lights and sirens are all too familiar to us all. We get nervous and frustrated with this situation. Here is an insight from the Chief of Police of Henning, Minnesota, to talk about changes and that there is much more to being an officer of the law than to pull us over. Without further ado, Officer Mike Helle. What is your job title? How long have you been an officer?
I've been the chief of police here in Henning for around 8 years. I was part time here a couple years before that, and so a few years in here.
What inspired you to join law enforcement?
I like helping people, um, and that was basically the main thing that's there, and making things right.
With not being originally from this area, how hard was it to adjust to this small town?
I grew up in a small town. Really have the know the life of a small town, and I like the small towns versus the big town life. The metro life is a busy all the time life. Here it's a little bit easier to adjust to it and make friends, and just easier to be a part of the community, I guess.
Do you think being a small town police officer is harder than, or easier than being a big time, or is it equal?
I think it's got some equal back and forth. Small town, you get to know everybody, and sometimes it's really hard to do the job that you need to do. But you still got a job to do one way or the other. On the other hand, people are more familiar with you. They know who you are, kind of on a personal basis, and that makes it easier sometimes to get crimes solved, and people are easier to talk to you that way than just a stranger.
Okay. And that'll bring me, with being a small town officer, is it difficult to do your job by knowing everybody and having friends that could or try to take advantage of your authority?
It does happen that way once in a while. In every small town, it does. I guess morals and ethics always plays the biggest role in what we do, and that's one of the things that people try to do. But most people are pretty good. They understand we have a job to do, uphold the laws that are there, and most of it's just common sense. That's what a lot of this job boils down to, and kind of roll with it.
Yeah. Is it difficult to establish authority with everyday challenges?
It is. Nowadays, the teens are getting harder and harder, I would say, to work with authority. If we went back a bunch of years ago, if you interviewed an officer that was a 30-year, 40-year veteran, things have changed a lot for them, and that's one of the biggest challenges of establishing the authority. But people are usually pretty good once they get to know you and figure it out. And like I say, common sense makes a lot of difference.
Yeah. To try to help understand that your job just isn't to pull people over and give them tickets, what about the politics size of your job?
Oh, we still have budgetary stuff to do. Just like every other chief around. The big town chiefs do more of the politicking than probably what we do. We get a small town chief gets the traffic stops, the some of the goods and bads. Not every day we get murders. Hopefully we never get any of those, but some of the crim sec stuff we get a lot of thefts. ID theft is a really common type thing. That's a huge part of us. And community relations, educating the public on what to do on some of those, and working with the kids, spending time with the kids makes a big difference too. Educating them also, building that trust back and forth.
Yeah, establish trust with children
Yeah.
and adults. Not only do you serve our town, but do you help the surrounding areas?
Yeah, we all kind of work as a team, I guess, out here, and we get back and forth all over to surrounding towns, to even a couple towns away, or counties away. Sometimes helping out. Sometimes the teamwork approach is a good way to go about it, and that's the best way to work with the other jurisdictions. Some bigger crimes, some thefts or whatever, that end up going county to county or multi-county, we work well with the other departments and match it up and put our heads together and make the teamwork happen.
Yeah. So you guys all help each other with state and county, plus also town?
Yep. And not much differentiating between the colors of uniform, whether it's brown, blue, green, or maroon. We're pretty much all here to do the same job. And any given day out here, you could see all of us together in one spot doing whatever. As you know, I help with gun safety, which the DNR is involved in pretty heavy too. But it's still a good match, and we help with game violations. Along with the Minnesota State Patrol with crashes, and when it's really busy with car crashes, when it's those snow days, the patrol can't be everywhere, so we end up picking up some of those. And then equally, when we need help with something, the patrol's back, and then the sheriff's office is the same way. It's just we help one another out basically, and works good.
That's good. With all your student relationships, I was curious. Do you guys still do the DARE program?
Still do the DARE program. I currently have 36 students in it this year. We're about halfway through. We went through marijuana, tobacco, alcohol, and methamphetamine, and we have a few other drugs. And then now we'll put. I'll get into some of the peer pressure stuff with the kids, and good peer pressure, bad peer pressure, and some of that. And the kids will have their DARE posters almost finished, and then they will go be in different businesses all around town and get posted up, which is good for the kids. And then we'll have some field trips with the kids to go out and see the judge, and they'll get a chance to talk to the judge and ask him questions if they want, and maybe even get a chance to see some courtroom stuff with the kids. So that's a good learning adventure for them.
Yes, it is. I remember that. That was very educational.
Yeah, it's good for the kids to get up there, see some of the history of the courtrooms, and ask the judge questions. Hopefully that's the only time they'll ever get to see it, or have to see a judge, I should say.
Yep.
But you never know.
No, you don't. Does your job require you to uphold the law even on your days off?
It does. That's kind of the way. I mean, everybody's required to uphold it to the best of it. But our license is state of Minnesota, so if there's a fugitive somewhere, that's usually what we have the powers of arrest to arrest them wherever we are.